Folks, Grant Cardone here. I am so excited. I am just like I sound like I got music coming out of me right now because one of the favorite people on the planet, Roddy Chong, is with me today. Am I pronouncing your last name right?
That's right, Grant.
Okay. This guy, 7-figure violinist. Okay. He's got a net worth more than most people would dream would be enough in their lifetime. He's a Ferrari enthusiast, daily driver of the Ferrari F430.
Yeah, we can talk about that too. We can talk about that.
Dude, that's awesome, man. One of the top business speakers by Huffington Post to see in 2017, and he's going to be at the 10X Growth Conference in March. Sold out 60 arenas in 6 weeks. That's
well, that's close. What happened there is we did 60 arenas, and we did those shows in 6 weeks. So that's really difficult. Most artists don't even do 60 shows
in
or
a
60
year.
arena shows in an entire year.
Yeah.
So we just finished that up with Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
And this dude has worked with, some super mega stars like Celine Dion, right?
Correct.
Shania Twain.
Shania Twain.
Shania Twain. You see, man, I'm
That's
getting
right.
my rednecks showing on me there. So, hey, Roddy, great to have you here, buddy. What are you up to right now? Like, where are you today, and what are you doing today?
Well, I'm making phone calls this morning, and I learned a lot of that from you, so thank you so much. I think what happened in my life is that I'd been touring for a while, and I had done a lot of things that you talk about in Cardone University or things that you're talking about. I had kind of been piecemealing stuff together, whereas you're putting it all together for people to just have at their fingertips. But I also had another part of my career which was speaking. And I come at speaking, yes, with the intellect, but more from a performer's aspect. So I don't know about you, but when you're done speaking, what are your favorite compliments to hear, Grant, when you're done speaking?
Just that, people are moved, right? I mean, I think that that's what music does, and the actor and the
right.
A great book, dude. It moves people. And so
That's
I know
right.
the artist. I was talking to my friend Trish Duggan the other day, and she gave me a list of all these things that the artist and the entrepreneur share in common.
Definitely.
The creative thing, right?
One of my favorite compliments I get, especially from like a kid, maybe 11 years old, is "you're crazy." And I would say that about you, but that's like one of our favorite compliments, right? Because we're not in the group think. We're out of that. It's like something that you've never seen before. And that's what I want to see in a performer. I don't want to see someone that's kind of bashfully going through whatever they're doing, whether that's a sales call or they're, like you said, an actor or someone performing. You want to see that shock and awe, like, whoa, at those. So I want to, for me also with the speaking in particular, if I don't get a standing ovation, I'm really I'm ready to go back and kill myself,
man.
So I raise the stakes, and I know that you're about that too, but I'm going to be talking a lot about performing more effectively besides my story, which a lot of people will relate to. But as far as performing more effectively, one of the core principles of performing effectively is just raising the stakes. Comedians, they like to say it's either kill or die. We kill people with laughter, or we die and literally have vegetables thrown at us. And that's what you're telling us to do. Like, we also say in the performing arts, hit the stage with life. You're saying hit that phone call with energy.
Right.
And, just watching the promos, I can already see that some of you guys are speaking the way that I want to see a speaker. You're running to the stage. You're gunning for the stage. You're not kind of slowly going up there and adjusting the podium. I'm sure you've seen this before. You can kind of know when a speaker's going to be kind of boring, right?
Yeah. So Roddy, what do you think that the similarities are? I mean, you've been playing a violin for how long?
Long time. I mean, I started when I was 2, and then after college, I've been touring for 20 years. So
what is the similarity between the performer and the business person?
Well, they're both performers, so they both have to exercise all those character qualities that you talk about daily. The going bigger, or I would say raising the stakes, the discipline, the practice, right? So there's the parallel with Tim Grover and the athletes. You know, I get a lot from athletics, even though I really wasn't in that world growing up. But, you know, we're all performing, and I think that's easy to criticize that performer, but that performer is doing their best. So we want to make sure that we are in the doing and not in the self or in the head, we call that. We need to get out of our head and just do that, service that customer, or for me, really just give every note, every second, make it as we're gunning for those moments of brilliance with the audience.
Yeah,
so
because
we're also gunning for those moments of brilliance in like a sales call.
Yeah, and you know, 200 million people watched the Super Bowl yesterday, and I'm like, now I know these aren't they're not all football fans. Otherwise, 200 million people will watch every football game. But something happened yesterday, and every Super Bowl, every big soccer match, where all these people show up, and I think what it is they're showing up because they want to see a performance of unique standards.
That's right, and we saw that there. That's what I was saying to somebody recently last night, that these are folks that are at the top of their game. So, and we have those memories from different Super Bowls too. You put on your Twitter that catch, right? That crazy catch.
Right. Edelman,
And people are going, oh, the focus. You know, that's years of preparation for that. That was in slow-mo that we saw it, that reaction for that kind of a catch. Or we remember other Super Bowls from the past with the Larry Fitzgerald or something like that, where we saw these incredible performances. So, yeah, I mean, I get really hyped up. Sometimes athletes come to my performances as far as whoever I'm performing with. And we also go to athletic events because we want to, you know, be inspired by each other's performances.
So what are you going to be? What can we expect for Roddy Chong to bring at the 10X Growth Conference?
Yeah, well, like I already said, I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I raised the stakes. So I'm going to bring a lot of energy. Going to bring my story, which is no one's ever heard before. It's definitely a unique one, but people can relate. I think a lot of people can think of a violinist as something that might be boring, but I am going to be the opposite of. And I've been, you know, working really hard my whole life. Sometimes when you see a musician, let's say a guitar player playing a guitar solo, when they're playing that solo, that represents basically that I am not afraid. And I want to bring some of that and other ideas like that to the stage so that people will be inspired. And I have like 10 or more different points that I think people can totally grab and just use right away as far as how to perform better, more effectively.
And are you going to be bringing your violin with you?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be playing upbeat music in the beginning, middle, and end. And that's part of my speaking presentation.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. See, I got to just rely on my storytelling. You got this unbelievable instrument, which, by the way, you know, is my favorite instrument on this planet. What do you hope to get out of the conference?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I remember a couple decades ago, I was trying to get to a conference like this. Somebody else that was just not as good as you as putting, I think this is like not the UFC, this is like not the Ultimate Fighting Championship, but like the Ultimate Speaking Championship. You've put together this incredible roster, but a couple decades I tried to get to a speaking event. I paid for the Gold Circle, and it just wasn't very good. I was so upset and so disappointed, and I really didn't have any money at that time, so I went out in the parking lot. I actually cried because I was like, who would do that? Who would do that to people that really are trying to grow, and they come to your event and it's not as awesome. Whereas this is going to be the opposite. So I am coming to help those folks that were in my position. I know that a lot of people are going to they're going to be very resourceful in getting their money together and coming down there. And I will definitely be there to interact. I'm going to be there the first couple days, in fact, to learn from others. But I also am looking forward to making those relationships with some of the other speakers. And I've already done that in before this phone call here that we've had.
Awesome, man. Well, I look forward to having you. Damon John, Kevin Harrington, Tim Story, Tim Grover, Les Brown. I cannot wait to hear Les Jamie Shanks, Andy Frisilla, Roddy Chong, Grant Cardone. I'm going to be there for the full 3 days. Roddy, I cannot wait, buddy, to hear you and to hear your story. And I really appreciate you being generous enough with your time. Also, the success you've had on Cardone U, man, is awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I mean, that's so. I could do this whole talk on how Cardone University has helped me, but basically, I was doing the four-figure kind of thing as a speaker, and you've spoken so much that you understand this. And I would be speaking, and this guy would speak after me and would not be nearly as good, but I knew that they were more of a five-figure kind of a speaker, and really simply the techniques in Cardone University helped me make that leap to the five-figure kind of a speaker.
So, man, I look forward to having you there. Let me tell you one other story real quick. My wife, I came out of a conference similar to the one you went to and went back to the parking lot and cried. And I went to this conference and I come out and I was so angry, man. I said, man, these people are ripped off, dude, at this conference. There was like 100 speakers, 98 of them were garbage. And my wife says, you know what? Don't criticize, create. She always tells me, don't be critical if you're not going to do something about it. If you're not going to do something about it, don't be critical. And I was like, you're right. And that's when we decided to put this conference on. 22 speakers, 41 sessions. Roddy, when you're done, I'm going to come on stage and we're going to do a Q&A with the audience.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And we're going to help people. We're going to help those folks that have little barriers or sticking points, and we're going to help just get those barriers out of the way.
Well, buddy, like you, there's people coming from all over the world. I can't thank you enough for your time, your generosity, your experience, and your success, and your willingness to share it with other people, okay? So I look forward to spending time with you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Grant.
Roddy Chong is going to be at the 10X Growth Conference along with Damon John, Kevin Harrington, Les Brown, Jamie Shanks, Grant Cardone, Elena Cardone. Oh, man, the names go on and on here. Gloria Mayfield Banks. Go to Danielle Delgado. Go to 10xgrowthcon.com and see the entire speaker list and the agenda. I look forward to seeing you there.